All right, here we go for my videographer. We're on 1750 to 1900, Part 3, Section 5. 1750 to 1900, Part 3, Section 5. I'm right here, baby. Okay, good to have you there. All right, number 11, Muhammad Ali, the boxer. What year are we in?
1750 to 1900?
Yeah. So if he was born in 1900, how old would he be right now?
116.
Right.
But he's not alive now.
No, he's not. He passed away a few years ago. But not the boxer, no.
Okay.
Plus his real name was Cassius Clay. It wasn't Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
All right, Muhammad Ali's development of textile. What kind of textile? What does textile mean? Something to do with cloth. Name of cloth.
Cotton.
Very good. Cotton. Muhammad Ali's development of a cotton textile industry in Egypt.
Shouldn't they underline Egypt?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's underline Egypt also. You need to know where Muhammad Ali was from. What religion do you think he was? What religion? How do I know? Ooh, you got to make an inference. Egypt. Where is it?
North Africa.
North Africa is along what trade route?
Trans-Saharan.
That's right. The Trans-Saharan's dominated by what kind of traders?
Muslim.
So what do you think Muhammad Ali was?
Islam.
Very good. Very good. Was another, which is why, by the way, Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali, because Cassius Clay converted to Islam.
Oh, didn't know that.
Was another example of a state-sponsored vision of industrialization.
Hit that state-sponsored thing again.
Remember, in Europe, all the factories are made by capitalists, by rich people. They're the ones that own the factories.
Okay.
State-sponsored industrialization, the government pays. The factory is owned by the government, not by an individual.
Oh, okay.
All right. Letter A. Ali gained control of Egypt in 1805.
That's in the Industrial Revolution time, 1750 to 1900.
That's right. And started a, what's it called, where the bloodline, the rule is by bloodline, like the oldest son gets to be the king.
Dynasty.
Very good. Started a dynasty that lasted until 1953.
That's over 100 years.
Yeah, that's a long dynasty.
Wow.
Began industrialization through agriculture.
That's a little weird.
I know.
Because most industrialization is like metal and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Iron ore.
That's right.
Not Muhammad Ali's Egypt, though.
Nope.
Agriculture.
Right.
Owned by the government, not an individual.
That's right. People were instructed what and how many crops to grow.
Why?
Well, because Muhammad Ali has an idea, and we'll get there in just a minute.
Okay.
These would be specific for export.
I'm waiting.
Well, think of that. Ali's not making stuff to be sold in Egypt. He's making stuff to be sold in other places. So he goes to other places and says, hey, what kind of food do y'all need? Oh, we need green beans.
Hey, let me do the talking. Hey, we need green beans.
So then Ali would go back and tell the people, you're growing green beans. That's right, green beans. And the income it made would be used for irrigation systems.
Because you got to irrigate.
Canals, and the military.
Wow. You know, actually, that's kind of cool what he did.
That's right. He goes about it a little different way than everybody else. Everybody else is making iron ore and stuff like this. Ali goes out, just finds out what do you need, comes back. You're going to grow this, you're going to grow that. And then he uses the money to grow even more. He built factories.
I was wondering when a factory was going to come along. Because you said industrialization.
Factories for sugar, glass, and the textile industry, mainly cotton.
So he would grow his own sugar and then process it in his factories and sell it in other places.
Yes, he would.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's right. Letter F, his efforts to modernize significantly benefited the economy and help establish even more industries for trade and income.
So this was good. Yeah, it was good. Okay.
Number 13, there was a lot of criticism focused on industrial global capitalism.
Now that's where the government does not own it, right?
That's right, an individual, a greedy individual. He doesn't
care about the people, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Because a lot of people want the job.
They sure do. There were long hours, children working.
Oh, the little children.
I know. Unsafe work conditions.
Like what?
Well, like lots of times, one of the jobs the little kids would have would be to change parts in these big machines.
Why?
Because their little hands could slip way back up in there to change out stuff.
Wouldn't they sometimes lose their hand?
Uh-huh.
What would happen?
They would leave, and the other children line up outside would come in and take the job.
Wow.
And low pay. Some governments attempted to...
Don't even try it. I see the word. There's no way.
Mitigate. M-I-T-I-G-A-T-E. Some governments attempted to mitigate the negative effects of industrial capitalism.
What?
That means some governments are looking around saying, okay, you got to quit chopping kids' hands off. And of course, the factory worker goes, well, it's my factory.
Let me talk. Well, it's my factory. I can do what I want to because I'm a capitalist.
Fine, the government steps in and says, enough is enough. No, you can't do anything you want. All right, by promoting various types of reforms. What was reformed in the Protestant Reformation?
The Catholic Church.
Very good. Promoting various types of reforms, one being state pensions, P-E-N-S-I-O-N-S, and public health in Germany.
Okay, what?
Well, Germany steps in and goes, okay, hey, factory owner, you work these guys forever. You know, finally they get old, they can't work anymore, and you throw them out and get a younger person in. What's he going to do? Well, they put pension. The German government forced the factories, if someone's here for a certain length of time, you've got to pay them a pension. You know, it's kind of like our Social Security of today kind of deal.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, governments finally, towards the end of the Industrial Revolution, step in and start doing some good stuff. All right, letter A. Germany put in state pensions. If people worked in their factory for a certain number of years,
You already said this.
I know, and they're too old to work, they will receive money from the factory, similar to
Social Security
of today, right? Letter B. Germany also put into place a healthcare system and medical insurance and unemployment compensation.
You're going a little fast. What happened?
Well, I'm looking at my timer and I've got to get this done. Ooh, I don't have to hurry.
Good. Because I wouldn't get much when you speed up.
I know. All right. So Germany does some cool stuff. They put in a pension plan. They put in health insurance. They put in unemployment compensation. Like if the factory shuts down, you're working at, you didn't do anything wrong, you weren't fired. The government will give you some money till you can go get another job, kind of deal. We have the same thing that we have in unemployment today. Number 14, another effort to stop all the bad press against industrial capitalism was the expansion of, what's the fancy word for voting?
Suffrage. I learned that years ago.
S-U-F-F-R-A-G-E. Expansion of suffrage in Britain.
What? More people going to get to vote, right?
That's right. In 1832, English Parliament reduced the requirements for universal male suffrage.
What?
Well, even though you were a man, you had to be you had to have certain criteria to be able to vote in England, and they reduced that. They also included people wanting to run for office in government. Like you had to have certain requirements to run for office. England relaxed those a little bit. And this led to complete suffrage of citizens. Number 15.
I think we're going to make it.
We certainly are. Another example of reforms made by industrial capitalists was public education in many states.
Wait, you said they didn't have schools.
Now, the question was in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. But wait till we get to a date here. Calm down.
Okay.
Letter A, public education grew in Europe in response to the abolishment of child labor. Abolishment.
What?
Finally, the government steps in to the factory owners and says, no, you can't work this 5-year-old boy 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. He cannot work in the factory unless he's a certain age. So they passed a law, no children working in factories. It took a long time, but finally the children don't have to go to the factories. Well, what do? There you go. We got to go somewhere. Where should children go during the day?
To school.
Right. Letter B. In 1881.
Ooh, that is almost at the end of this unit.
Yeah, the unit ends in 1900, 9 years before the very end. So most of the time, children did not. 1880 became legal requirement. Letter C, it redefined the role of